two breaking news stories have Steelers fans on high alert. On one side, Justin Simmons just made some public comments that hint at his future plans, and Pittsburgh might be in the mix. On the other, the fallout from Minkah Fitzpatrick's departure is still shaking things up across the league, with surprising reactions and a bold move that could come back to bite. Things are shifting fast in the Steelers secondary, and the entire outlook has changed. If you're a true fan and don't want to miss a thing, make sure to subscribe. Let's get into it. Well, folks, buckle up, because the Steelers' hunt for help in the secondary just took a spicy little twist. With Minkah Fitzpatrick now out of the picture, Pittsburgh's safety room has a serious hole. And guess who's been floating around the free agent market? That's right, Justin Simmons. But before Steelers fans start dreaming about Simmons in black and gold, the man himself just dropped some hints about where his head's at. In a chat with Sean Keeler from the Denver Post, Simmons made it pretty clear. He's not just signing up for anybody. If I was in the same spot I was last year, I'd still pick Atlanta 10 out of 10, he said. But now, he's being a little more choosy. A contender is number one on the list. Translation: Simmons wants to chase a ring, not just a paycheck. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Steelers just extended Deshaun Elliott after a breakout season, locking him up for 2 more years and $12.5 million. But opposite him, things get murky. They brought in veteran Juan Thornhill on a 1-year deal for depth. Sure, the guy's got 74 starts under his belt, but Pittsburgh doesn't seem totally sold on him being the full-time answer. Enter Simmons. This dude is no slouch. 4-time second-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, and a rock-solid force for the Broncos from 2016 to 2023. Denver cut him to free up $14.5 million in cap space after last season, and he landed in Atlanta, where he lined up next to absolute baller Jesse Bates III. Simmons started all 16 games, racked up 62 tackles, broke up 7 passes, and snagged 2 picks. Not bad for a guy folks say is hitting the back end of his career. The Steelers check a lot of Simmons' boxes: solid organization, playoff potential, and a desperate need at safety. If he's still got that fire and wants to compete for something meaningful, Pittsburgh might just be the spot. Don't be shocked if the phone lines between the Steel City and Simmons camp start heating up soon. And if the situation with Simmons is already raising debate, just wait until you hear what's come out now about Fitzpatrick and his new phase in Miami. All right, Steelers Nation, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Life without Minkah Fitzpatrick. That blockbuster trade with the Dolphins caught everyone off guard, and now that the dust has settled, the Steelers are realizing just how big a hole they've got to fill in the back end of their defense. Let's not sugarcoat it. Losing a guy like Fitzpatrick stings. He may not have lit up the stat sheet the past 2 seasons, but ESPN just dropped their latest safety rankings, and Fitzpatrick still cracked the top 10, coming in at number 9. That list isn't just some fan poll either. It's built from votes by NFL execs, coaches, and scouts. So yeah, the league still sees Fitz as elite, even after his recent dip in splash plays. From 2019 to 2022, Minkah was a machine. 17 picks, 38 pass breakups. But over the last 2 seasons, just 1 interception and 7 pass deflections. It's a drop, sure, but folks around the league aren't writing him off. In fact, one NFL coordinator is expecting a serious comeback in Miami, praising his leadership, work ethic, and ability to clean up messes deep downfield. The Dolphins didn't just bring him back for old time's sake. They're betting on him to anchor that secondary. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's trying to piece together a new identity at safety. They brought in Juan Thornhill to pair up with Deshaun Elliott, but let's be real, the depth behind them is a who's who of let's wait and see. Guys like Sebastian Castro, Dante Kent, Beanie Bishop Jr., and a few others are scrapping for roster spots, but it's far from the intimidating lineup Steelers fans are used to. Adding Jalen Ramsey to the mix helps, no doubt, but even he can't erase the fact that the Steelers lost one of the top defensive playmakers in the league. Replacing a dude like Fitzpatrick is never easy, and as camp approaches, it's becoming more obvious that the secondary needs more firepower. The Steelers rolled the dice on a bold move. Now they're staring down the consequences, and the pressure's on to make sure that gamble doesn't cost them when the games start counting. Fitzpatrick's departure was a bold move, and now the pressure is on the front office. If they don't bring in someone of Simmons' caliber, this defense will suffer. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date.